Let us now enjoy class reflections presented by Victoria Lucas, followed by a slide presentation for the nursing class of 2023.
Good evening. For those who do not know me, my name is Victoria Lucas, and I am truly honored to be standing here on the stage on behalf of the nursing class of 2023. Well, class, we did it. We have all worked tirelessly to reach this point, and it is with great pride that we gather together today to celebrate this momentous occasion. As we leave here today knowing that we have just completed one of the most challenging and rewarding programs in the state, we are filled with a sense of accomplishment, awe, and humility. Every single student on this stage is here today because they have a calling to care for others, and most importantly, want to make a difference in this world. If you would have asked us what we wanted to be as kids when we grew up, we may not all have said nurses, as for some of us, nursing was a second calling. We may differ in age, ethnicity, background, and belief systems, yet each single one of us has struggled at different times throughout these last 2 years. We come together with one common goal, this moment right here. We may not know everyone's government name or the name of their spouses, but we recognize the journey we all have just embarked together. We understand each other's accomplishments, and unless you've been through this yourself, you can't say you truly know what it's like. So let's reflect back to before this journey actually began. Spring of 2021. We were all checking our mailboxes at least 5 times a day for an acceptance letter, and personally, I don't think I've ever checked my mailbox that much, even when I knew my Amazon package was being delivered that day. Most of us knew if you received a little envelope, it would have said, "You've been waitlisted." So we prayed and prayed for the day that we would see the big envelopes, because we knew our dreams of becoming a nurse were inside them. In this big envelope was pages upon pages detailing the intense requirements for nursing school. Everything from how to look, how to act, to the beginning of mandatory attendance on campus, along with a 2-day mandatory orientation in the middle of August after being locked down for a whole year. We didn't know it at the time, but we had just met the people that would soon be called family, 6 feet between us, smiles hidden behind masks. On our first day of nursing school, our lecture was on communication. Our instructor assigned us each an animal, and we were told to break up into animal-specific groups. But there was a catch. You could only communicate and find your group members by using that animal's sound. This was by far the weirdest icebreaker I've ever had in college. But we quickly fell into our groups and found our people growling, barking, and howling. After this awkward encounter with each other, we all sat down, and our professor, Katie actually, began to speak on communication. You might think, well, what's so hard about communicating? Why did we need a lecture on this? Well, that's what we all thought. There would be these questions on our quizzes and exams, such as how should the nurse respond? Well, apparently I don't know how to communicate very well, or at least I didn't until 3rd semester when I got to psych and I learned what therapeutic communication actually was. After 3 grueling semesters, I think we finally learned the importance and profound effects our words have on our patients, our practice, and ourselves. In our first semester, we quickly became each other's support systems, and for the next 14 weeks, we would be together through 6 hours of lecture, 2 to 4 hours of lab a week, 11-hour clinicals, and every restless night in between studying for our quizzes and exams. And let's not forget procrastinating our care plans and integration maps. I think I procrastinated every single one. There is nothing quite like the bonds you create with your peers in nursing school. Personally, my peers have seen me at the most defeated, but they've also built me up to be the best version of myself. I simply wouldn't be here presenting this speech today if they hadn't held my head above water for me, especially when I felt like I was drowning second semester. We believe in one another sometimes more than ourselves. And as I said before, we genuinely understand one another in a way nobody can understand unless they've experienced this journey themselves. I didn't understand how entirely important teamwork and support was in life until I went through nursing school. And going into our second and third semesters, we realized that we simply wouldn't make it without it. Going into our second semester, I believe most of us would say that maternity was quite the experience, especially for the students who have not had children. It was an exciting change in perspective. We just spent the last 14 weeks taking care of sick, potentially deteriorating patients to now caring for healthy mothers and bringing new life into this world. However, maternity did come with its own set of challenges. For example, in Nursing 111, we had just mastered how to take a blood pressure on an adult and what the heck an intercostal space was. And now you're telling me I need to work with a Polly Pocket version size of medical equipment on a tiny human. But seriously, those blood pressure cuffs are so cute. They're like the size of my finger. There's this little saying that we all had: what happens during maternity stays in maternity, and that went for clinical and lecture. However, I will share that we did get to hold the babies, the cute, tiny little babies, and that was truly an amazing experience. Although I do remember on our first day of clinical, our instructor said to us, "Whatever you do, don't drop the baby." I thought this was implied, but I guess a new fear was unlocked that day, especially as we struggled to count the apical pulses while barely pressing the stethoscopes to their tiny chests out of fear of breaking them. Fear. It's something all of us here today have experienced in our lives, and that for students, we are all too familiar with this feeling, especially our senior year. When we're faced with it, our sympathetic nervous system turns on and our senses become heightened. And in that moment, our brains will predominantly choose fight or flight. In nursing school, our fear of failure is reinforced with each exam, each clinical, and every skills checkoff. So by the end of it, we'll feel like masters of our fear. Many of us are scared of what lies ahead of us tonight because for the last 2 years, all we have known is the routine of lecture, lab, and clinical. And now we are faced with the next generation NCLEX, bachelor programs, and for many, moving out of the state and settling into their new jobs. With new beginnings come new uncertainties, and that can be intimidating. However, we all share the common trait that when faced with new challenges, we fight through fear to persevere, and we most certainly don't fly, unless it's for caffeine. It is at this point that I wanted to extend a heartfelt gratitude to the faculty who have supported us throughout our journey. Your tireless dedication, commitment, and unwavering compassion has been instrumental in shaping us into the nurses we are today and will be in the future. Your guidance and mentorship have not only helped us acquire the knowledge and skills required to excel in our field, but have also inspired us to be better individuals all around. We have learned so much from your experience, expertise, and wisdom, and we are confident that we will carry those lessons with us throughout our careers. And to our family and friends, thank you for your selflessness, your patience, and for always going above and beyond to make a difference in our lives. We are forever grateful for everything you have done for us, and we hope to make you proud as we embark this new journey as nurses. Bear with me because I'm getting a little emotional, and this comes from the bottom of my heart to my class. I have no doubt the nursing graduates leaving JCC will do amazing things moving forward. Remember, class, if it doesn't scare you, it's probably not worth doing. And as Mark Barrow would always say, what do you gotta be afraid of, kid? Just go do the dang thing. We did not come this far to let fear stop us from becoming the absolute best versions of ourselves, professionally and personally. Whatever each of you choose to do with this career field, I hope each of you choose a path that will bring you happiness, especially after everything we've just went through these last 2 years. This field has so much to offer, and so do each and every one of you, and I wish everyone the best of luck in their future endeavors. I'm gonna miss you guys, and I love you guys.